to believe what's going on here. I pray for the families, the church, the community, just turned upside down completely from this mindless shooting. And now they're calling this, like the massacre there in Nevada, in Las Vegas, Nevada, mass shooting. This is in the place of worship, the worst in a place of worship in this country. So it seems like a lot of records this year so far have been just, somebody decides to up the ante. And I don't know if this is purposeful. There was somebody sees the news and says, I'm just going to one up somebody, but it kind of makes you wonder. They might be miserable in their existence, not liking how things are going, and they say, you know what? If one thing is going to happen, history is going to remember me for. You just kind of wonder about that because people do watch the news. They see the images. They see what other people do. He wasn't oblivious to what happened in Nevada. And interesting, he used an AR. You better believe that the AR conversation will come up again. And I am the first to tell you, nobody needs that kind of firepower as a civilian. You can have your other guns and enjoy the shooting. And believe me, I'm all for them to protect yourself, your family, hunting. These are great things. But have that automatic response where you can mow down somebody in like a war theater kind of situation. And it is sad. I will say this. For those that are responsible gun owners that guard their ammunition, their guns from their children or from anybody else, and they're very safe, it ruins it for the good people that know how to use those. But still, it is a lot of firepower. It is a whole lot of firepower. Do we need that kind of stuff available? Now, I understand that there's always going to be a black market where you can go and you can get stuff. And I don't mean this, black people kind of thing. I'm not trying to use this verbiage to insinuate that it's black people that you can get them. But it's just a marketplace where you can find stuff that's not the mainstream. There's always going to be somebody that's going to have a converter kit. They're going to be able to change these things out. It'll make it a little bit harder for people to be able to get them. And maybe that would be a good thing, but it's not an ultimate solution. I think Donald Trump was onto something again, and that is it's a mental health issue. He was deranged, and I really think we're going to have to do a better job monitoring loose cannons in our country.
I think that mental health is your problem here. This was a very, based on preliminary reports, very deranged individual, a lot of problems over a long period of time. We have a lot of mental health problems in our country, as do other countries. But this isn't a guns situation.
Mental health, folks, we're going to have to keep a better watch on individuals. Devin Kelly is the man authorities have identified as the gunman who was discharged from the Air Force several years ago for allegedly assaulting his spouse and child, according to the Air Force spokeswoman. So he has a history of being a loose cannon. Mental health problems at the highest level. While no officials have publicly questioned Kelly's mental health, you just heard from Trump saying that it's a problem here. This was a very, based on preliminary reports, very deranged individual, a lot of problems over a long period of time, Trump said when asked about the shooting, as he and Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe held a joint news conference in Tokyo during Trump's first official visit to Asia. He says, we've got a lot of mental problems here in our country. Folks, we do. And if we're a family member, and I've said this before during the Stephen Paddock incident, and it is true, we have to be better guardians. better custodians, better watchers over our own families and people in society that we know, that we've witnessed, girlfriends, acquaintances, the guy at the store. I mean, we're going to have to be a lot more alert to these people that are walking our streets, and a lot of them unmedicated, ticking time bombs that could at any moment do what Devin Kelly did. Walk into a church and massacre 26 people. It's scary out there, folks. Isn't it? You can weigh in, by the way, on Facebook at For the People Show, Twitter, hashtag Talk to Keith Allen. I'd like to know your take, your thoughts on this, anything you can offer to the discussion, because this is definitely front page, water cooler discussion. People all over the country, all over the world at that, have seen these images, know it's happened, but still trying to digest it all, because there's a lot of people that go to church. There's a lot of people that go to church each and every Sunday, and they have said, God, this could be me. And it's always interesting when you hear where people have decided to sit in on Sunday, decided they didn't want to go. There is somebody that's being held a hero. Actually, one of the gentlemen that ran down this idiot, Devin Kelly, before he took his own life in the head. Here's him telling the story of how he actually did it.
I pulled up on the intersection and I saw the shooter coming from the cars, actually right outside the church that were parked. His vehicle was parked, door open, engine running, and him and the neighbor across the street were both coming out about the same time, exchanging fire. And as he came up, I never got a look at him. I never really saw him. I saw the gunfire. The shooter got in his truck. The gentleman with the rifle came to my truck as the shooter took off, and he briefed me quickly on what had just happened and said that we had to get him, and so that's what I did. We just take pursuit. We speed over 87 through traffic, and like I said, we hit about 95 going down 539 trying to catch this guy until he eventually lost control on his own and went off in the ditch. He just hurt so many people, and he just affected so many people's lives. Why wouldn't you want to take him down?
And we thank God for his heroic efforts, him and his buddies for chasing him down, where Devin, actually the killer, pretty much got into almost an accident from what we understand, but it skidded out, lost control of his vehicle, is what authorities ultimately said. And he shot himself in the head, killed himself. What a cowardly ways out. Doesn't have to go to court or anything like that, and that's a shame. But he will be meeting the King of Kings up in heaven soon, and there is a judgment, I believe. God forbid.
Help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people, for the people, for the people is there.
It's unlike anything you've ever been through in your life, man. I was driving. This kid threw a grenade at us and went right over our vehicle. It was 12 years old.
The shockwave went through my head, rattled up my brain, and left.
Danger is around you 360 degrees at all times, and you can't unlearn that.
It's impossible to describe the sacrifices these men and women have made to protect our freedoms. And the job of rebuilding their lives is massive and growing every day. Many will need the programs offered by the Wounded Warrior Project for years to come.
I didn't know what PTSD was. All I knew was I was having nightmares. And when I got released, my reintegration was go check in at the VA, man.
My first coping mechanism was use drugs. Just numb it, don't feel anything.
I was angry. I'm trying to pull myself out of that right now.
Your gift today of $19 per month will honor and empower these veterans so they can aid and assist each other
The Wounded Warrior Project is a life raft.
I can say this without question that I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for it.
Wounded Warrior Project is the first step, getting back out into the world and reforming yourself outside of the service.
Call or go online with a pledge of $19 a month. You'll receive this Wounded Warrior Project blanket, and your gift will provide critically needed programs that rebuild lives.
That was my first feeling of actually being a part of something bigger than myself again.
Well, I lost a few really close friends overseas, and if I quit, I'm going to let them down, and I'm not about to do that.
I'm learning to face my fears head on. To trust and see what happens at the end.
It's a long process, but I had the drive and desire.
Please, call or go online with your gift right now.
For the people is there.
Your American Heritage. On this night, a Washington lawyer was held captive aboard a British man-of-war as it tried to sneak by the American guns of Fort McHenry. British cannonballs raking the stockade walls of the fort, American shots slicing through the ship's rigging. A long and bloody night, and as dawn broke, the lawyer, Francis Scott Key was his name, penned the words, "And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there." Little did he know that his lyrics would live forever in our hearts. This has been Don Keyes with a musical manuscript, a stirring part of Your American Heritage.
Your American Heritage can be heard Monday through Friday exclusively by For the People right here.
Introducing the official For the People coffee mug featuring the colorful red, white, and blue For the People logo with Keith Allen on a ceramic 11-ounce coffee mug, perfect for any hot beverage of your choice. This mug is a great reminder of what we stand for: God, country, and family, with conservative values and good old-fashioned common sense. To order your For the People coffee mug, pay just $20 plus $3.99 shipping and handling at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. And enjoy.
With all the choices out there to enjoy some entertainment, wouldn't it just be nice to have something that didn't cost an arm or a leg? I found something that does just that. It's called 123 Ready TV. It's one of the most remarkable apps available to start watching all of those movies and TV shows for one incredible price, just $19.99. And that's a one-time only price. Recap: all your movies, current and classic, and sports and news, and so much more. So cut the cable and stop spending money at the movies when you can truly have it all at your fingertips. No commercials, just all the entertainment you desire. 123 Ready TV is available for Windows and all Android devices. Get your 123 Ready TV for just $19.99 at forthepeopleshow.com. That's forthepeopleshow.com. Just click on the store page to get yours now and start enjoying entertainment the way it was supposed to be. Fun.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate online at carsforkids.com. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll get a vacation voucher and maximum tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Keith Allen and For the People, welcome back. It is a Monday. I know the last segment I was just like lost for words. It's like, God forbid, like I stopped. I'm just speechless about the whole thing, really. But there is a judgment. Convinced that if you do things like that, there is a fiery place in hell for you. I am convinced of that. Adolf Hitler. Just anybody, if God's going to judge the intent of the heart, and if you've done these things and you meant evil. Now, I do believe this about mental illness, and if you do any kind of study about mental illness, that if it was behind him or her, people that do these things, and it truly was an illness, in other words, they didn't know what they were doing, that's something else, and that'll be between that individual and the Lord above. But it is a frustrating thing. And I think this thing